My name is Gabrielle. This is a little much. Boom, 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 boom. Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to the very first A Little Much New Year's episode. Also, the second episode, we are going to talk about that one thing that we all know, we all think of when we think about New Year's, right? Say it with me. Buddhism. So, 2016 has been a bit of a poop and garbage fire, and 2017, so here we stand in this moment that is traditionally all about reflecting on the passing year and setting intentions for the year to come. Except this time, we seem to have this. I know I'm feeling this. I'm guessing a lot of you are as well. There's like this collective feeling in the air of like, cut the shit energy. There's all this language flying around in the air, like we gotta stay woke, we gotta fight harder, we gotta work harder, we gotta not fall into complacency, because the vast majority of us are either about to feel our freedom assaulted in a whole new way, or are about to have at least one and probably a lot more loved ones who do. So in my own workings out of what I want my own New Year's resolutions to be, I keep coming back to this question of how can we craft our New Year's resolutions to reflect this moment that we find ourselves in a way that is active and engaged. And in my wonderings about this, I came to something, and it's called the Bodhisattva Vow. The Bodhisattva Vow is a vow that in certain versions of Buddhism, the Buddhists take every single day. Over and over again, they renew this vow. It's Buddhists setting a very strong intention about the kind of Buddhist, the kind of being that they want to be. There are many forms and many translations that this comes in, but typically the essence comes down to a vow to free oneself of all illusion, to become awake for the benefit of all beings, and to liberate all beings from suffering. Every day, I vow to liberate all beings from suffering. I just think that's very cool. Wait a minute, this guy's trying to make me a Buddhist. I promise I am not trying to make you a Buddhist. I am not even myself a Buddhist. I just believe that all religions offer up these amazing inner technologies that can help anybody to be whole. And there's two things that I find in the Bodhisattva Vow that I think can help us in seeking out our New Year's resolutions. Number one, service. The vows are all about bringing to the center of one's consciousness the fact that healing oneself, healing the world, is all about service. I like the word service. I like it a lot. I think that service as a concept can be, in our society, a subversive and radical thing. We have these two main stories that we tell about service in our society. There's the story that it's very lowly and degrading, and only people very low on the totem pole do it. Brown people! And then there's the story that service is this very special, very holy thing that only amazing, beautiful, more perfect people do. And I wish I could serve other people, but I'm not special like the special people. I'm just normal. But what if we made a world where service isn't demeaning and it isn't special? It's just what you do. In really big ways, but in also really small ways. It's just kind of like, this is what we do. What is that kind of service? How can we craft our New Year's resolutions to lead us towards a practice of that kind of service? Which seems like a kind of service that's very much needed right now. Even a resolution that might normally be thought of as a sort of self-centric resolution can be crafted in such a way to lead oneself back to service. Like, I want to exercise more can become, I want to exercise more so that I can become stronger and more energetic so that I can better help people. Like babies trapped underneath the rubble of our crumbling society. Number 2, it's impossible. This is my favorite part about the Bodhisattva Vow. The scope of the task that they set themselves is fucking insane. But they do it anyway. And the willingness to attempt the impossible, if you let it sink all the way to the core of you, it can short-circuit your programming. We have taught ourselves that life is all about acquiring shit, getting shit, winning shit. I don't believe that freedom is something that you can get. I picture freedom as like a space or a stream or a channel that's right next to us in every moment. And healing the world is not about creating a world in which everyone has acquired freedom. It feels like it's about creating a world in which we are no longer training ourselves to forget the fact that freedom is next to us all the time, and we constantly have the choice to like just like step right over into it. It seems pretty unlikely, possibly even certain, that within the space of 2017, we are not going to be able to create a world in which Trump doesn't happen, in which Aleppo doesn't happen, in which ecocide doesn't happen. But I believe that if we step into the channel of intending to create that world, we will be intending in the right direction, and we will find ourselves guided like the earth guides the stream. When we get lost in our inner stuff, our bullshit, our turmoils, our inner Trumps, we can come back out of ourselves by looking out into the world and asking, how can I serve? And on the flip side, if we go out into the world and we find ourselves kind of lost in the service, and we start doing things that we think are helping, but we're actually just like fucking up and making things worse, we can recognize that and become curious about, what made me step out of the stream? And I would in fact argue that these two things, getting lost inside or getting lost outside, these are in fact the same thing viewed from two different angles. You can't truly help yourself without helping the world. And you can't truly heal the world without healing yourself. Yeah.